Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, this week, first full week of 2023, got big earnings coming up in the next couple weeks, so definitely keep a lookout for that. We'll probably have some earnings run-ups maybe. Now, looking at the economic calendar, we have Powell speaking at 9 a.m. before the market opens on Tuesday. Don't see anything from Monday, but Tuesday, Powell at 9 a.m. Let's see. Don't see anything on Wednesday. Thursday, we have CPI at 8:30 in the morning, which will probably be really huge. Then we have on Friday, we have consumer sentiment and inflation expectations at 10 a.m. on Friday. So nothing really huge. The three big ones, definitely Powell on Tuesday, CPI on Thursday, and consumer sentiment on Friday. So those are the big ones to watch out for. As far as the economic calendar, now the put-to-call ratio is really not high at all. It's at 0.91, so it's kind of like in the middle to lower end of the spectrum on the put side. So I don't think I'm not going to see no short squeeze or no dump, but we could end up seeing something, some choppy action or something until Powell speaks. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm thinking we're going to have an earnings run up. Like I said, we have big earnings coming up in the next few weeks. So with that said, I got VIX up here right now, and I'm just trying to get my thing. There we go, so I can see. I had a really nasty day on Friday. Big red day on VIX. Now VIX is at $21. I mean, its support is right around 20. Then you get 19. Then you get down here at the 17 and 16 area. Now I don't know how low we'll go, but the lower VIX goes, the more compressed it becomes, and then it just likes to spring. As you can see, every time it gets compressed, it just has a violent bounce, and that's when you end up seeing SPY drop. So who knows how low VIX will go. We'll have to wait and see if it gets under 20. Then if it's 20, then we'll obviously, like I said, 19, 17, and 18. So I mean 18 and 17. Now in SPY had a good day, good green day on Friday. Filled the gap right here, get out of this range. Now the question is, do we have any continuation? If we get over 390, we might have a little push to 395, fill that gap right here and get to 400. So 400 is definitely within reach, maybe even 405. But this could be just a short squeeze, dead cat bounce, because the put-to-call ratio was very high the last few days. So just squeezing out the puts on the Friday, we could go lower, but it's all going to depend on ER, because sometimes we know that ER could be bad and the market still likes to hope for good ER. The market just loves hope more than anything. So we'll just have to see. We'll watch SPY on both ends, over 390, push to 395, 400, 405. And if it does manage to get not break out or continue, and we'll stop watching it under 385, push from 385 to 380. And this is where it's been like stalling out 380, and it gets down to 375. It gets below this 375 area, then we could end up seeing more downside. But we could have a green week this week. Powell could end up saying something on Tuesday morning that could the market could like, because he's been kind of like saying that he's gonna start looking to reduce rates or stuff like that. I think that's going to be a big mistake. We could end up seeing they even let off the gas on the rates, that I think inflation is just going to start raging again. But I don't know. You can't predict what Powell's going to say. One minute he's very dovish, one minute he's hawkish. So we'll have to see what happens. I think CPI will be the big number of the week. So I think we're going to get pushed to 400. That's just my gut feeling, but I don't know. We'll see. Also, you get an inverted head and shoulders right here on the weekly. You get the left, the head, and the right shoulder pushed to 400. The 20 EMA on the weekly is that white line, which is right where it stalled out. And the 50 EMA is right there on the daily. So it does get over that 400, 405. I mean, we could end up getting a push to even 425. I don't know. It'll all depend on Powell and the numbers this week. But we'll just take it day by day and play it by ear. So that's going to do it for SPY. Now, Netflix, every time I think of an ER run-up, Netflix is always number one on my list. Had a nice couple green days in a row. It did fill the gap right here at the 316 area. So it is riding the 20 EMA on the weekly up, hitting RCT line right here on the weekly, excuse me. So I think, if we can get over the Friday's high of 316 or even 317, I can see a push to 320, 330, and all-time high as well. That's not all-time high 700. This high right here, 332.72, could definitely be broken and hit 340. So I don't know why I said all-time high, but anyways, this high right here could end up being very easily broken if we get over the 320 level. So could see a very, very strong push out of Netflix, because Netflix just likes to go nuts for ER run-up. Amazon, it keeps breaking records and it just keeps getting hammered on. But it did have a strong day on Friday. I'd watch it over 86.50, or you can even say 87 for push to 88, 90, 92, 94. Could possibly even see maybe 100 in the next couple of days if we get any strong moves, like we got right here where it dropped down and it came back up really fast. And we went to 100 in 2 days from 86, so we could definitely end up seeing 95, 100 from Amazon. I'm assuming that Amazon's probably going to have a very good earnings report. Everyone's using their credit cards and go shopping online, and Amazon probably end up benefiting from that a lot. So I think that they'll end up probably having a good ER, but I could be completely wrong. But that's just my thoughts. NVIDIA, why did I put NVIDIA? Why am I going to spell? Why am I spelling that wrong? There we go. NVIDIA, strong day on Friday. It's been sitting in this little choppy range. It gets over 150. We could actually see a nice strong move out of NVIDIA for a push to over 150 to a push for 155, 160, 165. Get a little bit of a gap fill right here to 165, 170, 175, another gap fill. Then 180, 185. Could see a strong move out of NVIDIA, but 160 is going to be pretty tough to get over on the daily. So if it does get over 150, I think 160 is going to be a short-term resistance. So we'll have to see. Then that 170 area will be another big resistance too. So NVIDIA, definitely watching that one. Microsoft, it's just been getting hammered on, but it did have a nice little wick hammer on Friday, so maybe we're going to see some momentum out of it. It does get down to this 220 level, and it likes to rebound. You can see this candle right here looks a lot like this one. So maybe we have this nice strong green weekly right here, maybe shoot up to like 250, 260. So I'd watch it over, we could say, we'll just round up, say 228. Push to 230, we get gap resistance at 232 to 235 to 240. We get 245, we get 250, which is a really big psychological number, but 240 would be a lot of resistance at first, and 250 would be the next big area for resistance on Microsoft. So definitely keep an eye on that. Tesla, it's starting to look a little better. Nice green candle on Friday. If they can keep the momentum up, I'd watch it over 115 for push to 120. Get a little bit of a gap fill right here. Then if it gets over this 125 area, push to 130, 140, even 150. So RCT, well, actually the 20 EMA is at 133, 134, And we got RCT at 145, so that's going to be resistance right in there. So definitely keep an eye on those numbers. So that's right around here, right around the 135 level and 140. So definitely keep an eye on Tesla for a bounce. And two of them I'm looking at for like a short is like BA. I mean, BA's just had a ridiculous run. RSI is above 80 on the hourly. RSI is above 75. The daily, it's above 70. On the weekly, it's very, very oversold. Had a strong push on the last few days, so I would keep an eye on underneath 210, come back down for a 205, down to 200 level. That's probably where I think it could end up going, is 200. This is where the RCT trend line is on the hourly, and it is on the daily is down to the 178, so it's pretty far away on that. So we'll have to see if Boeing does pull back. I think it will. I mean, Boeing hasn't had any life whatsoever for years, and anytime it does start to get any momentum, it just gets slapped down. So I'm just assuming that it's going to get slapped down, but so the RSI is so high on all time frames. Not seeing, seeing some divergences right here. You can see on the histogram, it's lower right here, but yeah, it's higher. So you get a bearish divergence on the daily. Get it on the hourly. You can see it's making a higher, the highs here, and a lower high. And it's making a higher high here. So another bearish divergence on the hourly and daily, and the weekly, it looks like it's pretty flat on that histogram. So definitely is a bearish divergence going on BA. That's why I also think it's going to end up pulling back. Baba is another one. Baba just doesn't get out of its own way, and anytime it does, it gets slapped down again. It's had 3 green days in a row, actually 4 if you count this day. So it's very, very, I mean, look at it. The RSI is flattening out, actually declining a little bit. It's above 85 on the hourly. It's above 75 on the daily. And weekly, it's not oversold. But I definitely, Baba has not been, let's see, oversold since back here. June 8th, and look what happened, just got slapped down right here. So we'll have to see if that actually does happen again. So I would watch Baba underneath, we could say 106 for a push down to the 103, 102 area. Then you get 100, then you get gap resistance at 97. Does break below that, we get gap fill down here at the 95, 94 area. So definitely keep an eye on Baba. So Baba and BA would be probably nice shorts. Just have to wait and see if they end up setting up and taking them if they do. And that's going to do it for the watch list, and hope to see you in the room. Thanks for watching.